Hi everyone and welcome to FlatWebTV, the monthly show where in 30 minutes or less we will talk about everything that we can in Flatland. I'm Anthony Bulio.
And I'm Justin Hoey.
This is FlatWebTV. And welcome back, everybody, to FlatWebTV Episode 11. 11. Getting very close to that 1 year mark. We're very happy about that. Working on something special for the year anniversary show.
Yeah,
so
I don't even know what it is yet.
You don't even know what it is.
He knows what it is.
Stay tuned for it. It's going to be cool. But let's just jump right into it. Episode 11. It is now full-on winter.
It is full-on winter. It's cold.
It's raining.
Well, it always rains here in Portland. 9 months out of the year.
But thank goodness for the internet. We have got just a plethora of web edits that jumped off this month. Three of which we want to highlight here, just because they really caught our attention.
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's one to me that really sticks out, but let's go through the list.
Let's go through the list. So the first one is just a trick edit. It's not even a web edit. It's a trick edit. So John Yull, who is originally from the UK but now lives in Texas, dropped his double footjam decade edit. I met John in California earlier this year at the old school reunion.
Oh yeah, the one that I couldn't get into.
You're not old enough. Super cool guy. John's a great guy, and this edit is awesome.
It's cool, man. You know, I think you kind of get a mixture of edits out there, and I think that shows in the edits that we're talking about today. But
sure.
I just like, there's just something really raw about just, hey man, I've been working on this trick. I've been working super hard on it, and you would just want to share it with everybody. And this trick is definitely something to share.
Underside and overside foot jam, kind of leans the bike over, jumps over it. It's the hard way. It's amazing. I just, big props to John for that.
Foot jam decades itself are tough.
Those are tough.
Double
foot jam decade.
And then just the way he did it in general.
It's a full commitment trick. It's great.
That's awesome.
Very good.
So
congratulations on that. I hope to see double foot jam decades pretty soon. The next one that we wanted to talk about that we both really like based on production alone. The riding's amazing.
Well, yeah, the riding alone is
it's
great,
off the chain,
which definitely makes the video that much better.
Yeah.
But the thing that definitely stood out in our minds and was definitely the production value. First off, the coloring that was done, the effects, the titling. The titling stuff is something new that a lot of people are doing with some 3D objects in a 2D environment with some point tracking stuff.
It's amazing.
It's cool.
What we're talking about is the Felt BMX Stephan Kornely, and again, pronunciation, sorry, Stephan Kornely video. I believe Valdemir Fatkin was involved with this, some direction from him. The edit's amazing. The riding is top notch. He does some awesome kick flips and some great jump pivots, and the slow motion effects really highlight that.
Exactly. There's some uses of some effects in there during the slow motion that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never even thought about using that effect.
Very creative.
During slow motion, and they just did a great job. It's definitely one of those videos where it's not like titling or effects used because they have the ability to do it. It's all used very tastefully and to emphasize the difficulty of the tricks and just the art form of Flatland.
Sure.
So I don't have much more to say than that. But
no, I'd love to see like more of this into full-length edits, like this type of production value into full-length edits. But a great job by all those guys out of Germany, and I think
Ukraine? We saw some mentions of Ukraine. I'm not exactly sure where the video was done. Definitely in Europe, Germany, Ukraine, somewhere in that region of the world. But great video. Love the production value on
Great video. Yeah, and the third video in our trifecta of awesome web edits this month is the Matthias Power Hour video that he put out earlier this month. It iPhone start the 1 hour countdown. They rode for 1 hour, filmed for 1 hour, put a huge amount of street style, flat influence riding into it.
Flat inspired street riding.
Flat inspired street riding. We had some street riders looking at it saying, hey, that's pretty cool. A lot of like 180 to nose manuals.
The half cab to 540.
Yeah, so really good fun there. It's just kind of what you would expect from Matthias. It's just a fun edit.
I wish there would have been some sort of Flatland combo in there a little bit. I mean, I can't imagine that in a whole hour it didn't do any flat. So that's not my only thing, but still a great edit, and again, just bringing focus to Flatland riders. And I mean, I think the Freestyle 5 guys.
Yep.
We were talking about it just moments ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, impressed. Cool video. So
I like the idea. I like the 1 hour time limit for riding, filming. It'd be cool to take it the next step further and say you've got 1 hour to edit this.
No.
We'll have the edit up on YouTube in 2 hours. You know,
Yeah.
from riding to edit. So very, very cool, and it was fun to watch that.
I agree.
Yeah.
So moving on to our first story.
Yeah.
First story.
Something that we both think is pretty cool.
I think so. This
Yeah.
is someone that we've interviewed on the show before.
We've had him on the show, good friend.
Absolutely, from the Bay Area.
Yep, holding it down in the Bay Area for a long time, of course.
For years and years, and just California in general.
Yeah, talking about Pete Brandt here, and over the last couple of weeks, or a couple weeks ago, we saw a post on ESPN, I think, from Tunney.
That's right.
Giving Pete a Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, we don't know how official this is. Is there a plaque involved, or is there, is this an annual thing? I hope so.
I hope so too. But again, Pete Brandt was given a Lifetime Achievement Award for what he has done for the sport.
Sure.
The article goes through a lot of things that he's contributed, but I mean, the main fact is I think he's done more for Flatland than most people, even really know about.
Yeah, they think, he's kind of he's from an older era. He's progressed a ton, but there's arguments on how current he is. I don't have the argument there, but the Lifetime Achievement Award is really fitting.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's done so much for the sport. I mean, we had some clips that will be shown on the screen from when we were down shooting with him, and we had done the interview. I mean, he's actually got a photo in the latest Flatland calendar.
As well as Art Magazine. He's got a shot in there.
Yeah, and we'll get into some of that stuff a little bit later. But again, I mean, he has done a lot of innovation, not just riding, but also parts as well. He's done a
modification.
A lot of things that we almost have as a standard today in some of our parts. He helped innovate and create those things. So we have, parts and things that are fitting to Flatland.
And those were done out of necessity for their riding style back in the day when companies weren't making those things.
Exactly.
They took it upon themselves to make it, and now a lot of that stuff is part of the engineering of what Flatland parts are now.
Absolutely. So again, we want to definitely congratulate Pete. Well deserved.
Yep.
And
hope that next year we see another Lifetime Achievement Award by there's a ton of riders out there now that have put 2 decades worth of riding in. So we can definitely see it happening.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So the next thing we want to talk about is something that is definitely near and dear to my heart, being in kind of connected to the print industry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you do a lot of that, in your day job.
My day job. So something that we wanted to talk about and highlight are things that people, particularly, that are still putting money, effort, and passion behind Flatland that comes out in print. Okay. We all know that web edits come out every day.
And they're definitely a crucial part to the sport.
Very crucial. And we all know that folks like Bobby Carter, Savisual, they're still putting time and effort into long form Flatland videos. But Flatland in print is, it was on, I think, life support for a while.
It was, and it almost
still is, yeah, for sure.
Just print in general. I mean, with a lot of recent technology changes and things like that, it almost kind of puts, really good photography and things we're going to talk about, almost, you kind of have to bring it to the next level. Yeah,
photography, production value, it has to be well up there to get to convince people to buy it when so much content's available for free.
Yeah. And
sorry.
No.
So one thing, a couple things we wanted to show you. Everybody has seen this. This is the latest issue of A.R.T. The first thing you notice when you pick that up is
it's thick.
It's heavy.
So you look at this.
Perfect bound.
Right. So if you look at this, compared to some other magazines, it's twice as thick almost.
Yep. The format's great. The photography is just top notch. The breadth of articles in there, racing, street riding, Flatland, of course, lifestyle. It's certainly a magazine that is worth buying every month just to have, almost like you'd buy books. And believe me, there's not going to be a whole lot of Flatland book making done in the future.
No.
So,
but I mean, especially Art Magazine definitely shows a lot of Flatland in it.
oh my gosh.
Comparatively to a lot of the other magazines that are out there, and especially historically as well.
Yes. One more local magazine we're going to talk about is, everybody knows Ride BMX.
Yep.
This one in particular because there is a Portland scene report.
There is.
And in particular to that, within the Portland scene report, we'll show a close-up of this, but our good friend Patrick got a Flatland shot in the scene report, so we're real stoked on that. Patrick's a great guy.
But unfortunately, he's actually moved away.
He moved now, but
anymore.
well, it's raining, so he moved to where it's sunny. But I'll tell you what, this issue made me subscribe. I just subscribed to Ride BMX after probably 10 or 12 years of not subscribing to a BMX magazine.
I think it's been about 5 years for me.
So yeah, I sent in my 2-year subscription last week, and I'm real stoked on that.
And I'd have to say, this magazine has gotten a lot better. There was a period of time where I was really questioning the direction.
Yeah.
Especially with its acquisition from by Transworld.
Sure.
But I think now they've really brought it up a level.
Yeah.
So it's the pictures in it are getting a lot nicer.
Another shot of Flatland.
Again, we're talking about that production value. You know, you really have got to make an extra effort to bring it up. Your next example.
Yeah,
there,
I mean, I just brought this by because this is like the predecessor to Art Magazine, which is Cream, but this is another example of you know, money and time being put behind Flatland. It's not around anymore. Obviously, he's putting his time behind Art Magazine, but the same deal. Art and Cream were high production magazines. And the last one that we want to talk about and that we're super happy on is the 2012 Flatland calendar, which everybody has seen now. This is the 4th year that it's been put out. Again, if you order anything from Flatland Fuel, you just get one right in with the box. And you know, we saw the quote like, "Don't go and order a tube." You know, the shipping alone is just going to be worthless. But
I will have to say I've done that to get this calendar.
Order some bar ends, you know, get yourself a calendar. But let me tell you something. This is amazing.
Oh, it's great. Absolutely phenomenal. Again, we talk about production value and what you're getting. I mean, this is a nice calendar. This isn't one of those things you pick up, you know, those crappy calendars you pick up at a mall kiosk.
You're right.
This is awesome.
Or, you know, your toilet paper dispenser for your company gives you calendars for the whole company. Like, this is something you put up on your wall.
We do high productions.
Right. Well, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of great companies got behind this again this year. The photos are just, you know, top notch.
They really are.
Real excited to see Marty is the overall sponsor with Jungle Rider. That's right. Being the overall calendar sponsor, as well as having, you know, a couple pages, a couple months. Just great shots.
Yep. Fellow online purveyor of Flatland News, E-Frame. Got a great photo in it.
Got a great shot in there.
Yeah, this is a great calendar. It really is. I mean, I have these on my desk. I actually have the past couple years calendars.
Sure.
And everybody's like, "Oh, that's awesome."
Yeah.
I love seeing this stuff.
Yeah.
So,
obviously we all know that the person who is really behind this and pushing it, I mean, photographers contribute to it for sure, but the person behind this, the person who is responsible really for bringing us now 4 years of amazing calendar work is Fat Tony.
That's right.
Okay, so it's a pretty easy thing to do. You get some companies to sponsor a month, you take a fantastic shot, you get some graphic design work done, have them printed, which is no small cost, get them to Flatland Fuel, put them in the boxes and get them out there, and I don't think the business plan could be simpler.
No, it's pretty simple, straightforward. I'm pretty sure it's been pretty successful.
Yeah, and to hear a little bit more about that success, we actually have the man himself.
The legendary, one of the great BMX photographers, not just creating these great calendars.
No, but I mean, not just Flatland, but BMX, but like,
all sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Fat Tony on the line. We're going to do a little interview with him right now. So let's pull him up here.
Connect to the interwebs.
Yes, with our satellite.
With via the satellite truck that I think Freestyle 5 guys are hanging out in and creating a ruckus.
Well, there he is.
In the background. All right, we're all connected with Mr. Fat Tony.
There he is.
Fat, how are you today?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Doing
We're
great.
good. Thanks for the calendars.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us today.
No problem, man. Thank you guys for having me. I'm real stoked on the show and glad to be a part of it this episode.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Happy to have you. Obviously, you've done a lot of Flatland photos over your career. It's a little bit different from BMX and dirt and street. Can you give us like your take on Flatland photography and what makes a really great Flatland photo?
Yeah, I think the very first thing of any photo, Flatland or otherwise, is definitely the technical aspects of it. Got to have a good composition, which really can't be taught. Then you also have to have the technical aspects as far as the exposure and the depth of field and the sharpness and stuff. So that's first and foremost. Then you can move on to the location. And I think over the years, Flatland photos have kind of evolved into having cool locations. And personally, as a photographer, as an artist, I've always pushed myself to create cool and unique scenarios and scenes for Flatland photos. But I think you have to have those technical basics down first, But at the end of the day, I think what makes a really good Flatland photo or any photo is something that keeps the viewer's interest. And those unique scenes that I try to create definitely help keep the viewer's interest. So to me, a good Flatland photo is anything that keeps your eyes on it for a while.
Definitely. Yeah. I think, many of us over the years have seen a lot of your photos, and they're absolutely great photos. On the AM Flat site, I think there's a couple of photos there, and obviously on
The calendars.
and obviously in Ride BMX magazine. But obviously, in conjunction with Flatland Fuel, you came out with the next Flatland calendar.
2012.
2012.
Yep.
Stoked to get this on my wall in my office. Can you tell us a little bit about the project?
Yeah, for sure. So originally it started out because I put a gallery of photos on the Ride BMX website, and when Pat Schoolen from Flatland Fuel saw those, he hit me up and was like, "Man, those are great photos. You should do something with them. These guys in the past have done a calendar with Flatland photos. Maybe you could do something like that." And it just kind of sent the light bulb off my head, and I took it from there. So Bobby Carter kind of helped me work out a little business plan of sorts in order to make it a free product, because that was one of the original things was like, okay, I want to make this, but I don't want to have to rely on selling it, So if we make it free, then, companies are stoked to sponsor it. Flatland Fuel stoked because they get to give out something free to their customers. And, of course, the riders are stoked because they get a free calendar. So that's when it started. This is now the fourth year. Started out in 2008 making one for the 2009 year. So that's when it began, and I've been going 4 years strong now, and I think this is the best one yet.
Very cool.
Absolutely. And I think, we're all about free stuff, free product, free delivery.
Free content.
Free great content. Ours is definitely not of the production value of this calendar. Maybe someday. With this calendar, what's one of your most memorable shoots from this year's calendar?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, a lot of the photos kind of just happen by chance. I'd just end up being somewhere where one of the riders is, and I shoot a photo with them. But one photo in particular, I set out to get that specific photo, and that was Bo Wade's for the Quammen page. So with Bo, he lives by the beach, Redondo Beach, which isn't too far from me in Long Beach, California here, and he always has his dog with him. Now, I've never shot a photo with Bo before, but I knew right away that I wanted to shoot a photo with him and his dog in the photo. So the first time I went out there to Redondo Beach, I had this real specific sunset shot in mind where I wanted him to be a silhouette with the silhouette of his dog in the photo as well. But when we got there, I didn't quite know where to shoot the photo. It's kind of difficult to find a beach spot with nothing obstructing in the background or whatever. So we pedaled up and down the beach looking for the spot. And as we were pedaling around, the sun was getting lower and lower. And we're like, okay, well, let's go back to that first spot that we saw. I think that one will work. By that time, I was like, wait, the sun's dropping really fast right now. But we had his dog, Dekine, with us. And Dekine apparently has 2 torn ACLs. So by that time, the dog was really tired from walking so long. And he couldn't walk fast enough to get back to that spot. So the dog was like limping and hobbling, trying to get back to the spot. And I rushed ahead to like set up everything in order to get the photo right when Bo got there. But Bo showed up like probably 5 minutes too late just because he was real slow because of the dog. So we didn't get the shot. We got off like one photo before it was pretty much too late. And it was a kind of decent photo, and I have that one for you here showing you. It kind of has a cool, colorful sky in the background and stuff. But it wasn't exactly what I wanted because we couldn't have time to put the dog in there. So I went back a second time and actually went to the spot right away, and this time I set up flashes and shot a photo before the sun was setting, just to make sure I had something in case we didn't get the photo again when the sun sets, because obviously you only have a few minutes to work with when the sun's setting. So I took the first photo with Bo and the dog lit up with flashes, waited for the sun to go down, got the exact perfect photo that I wanted. And ironically enough, there was one instance after we had shot a few photos where this big flock of birds started flying away. And I was like, wait, do another, trying to get some birds in the background as he was doing the decade. And it just so happened that there's one single bird in the photo that's like right in this little light orb of kind of like a weird reflection on the lens. And it just worked out perfect. So that was a really cool, memorable photo from this calendar.
Definitely, that's really cool. The little bird up
I
there,
did
and
stare at that shot for a long time.
I know, right? We were questioning its authenticity, but
yeah, it's so legit. I mean, it'd be harder to fake it, I think, than to catch it by accident.
Oh yeah. Anyway, great photo. Now there's a lot of photos in here, Fat. Did you shoot all the photos in the calendar?
No, that would pretty much be impossible. Luckily, I have a good group of contributors that help out that I can kind of call upon. One guy in particular, Kai Kusisto, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He's an amazing photographer from Flatland, a good friend of mine. I actually spent some time at his house when I went there a few years ago. He shot the cover and the poster of Marty, which was super helpful. The photos look amazing. He's just a really, really good photographer, so I was real pumped to have his photos in there. And then a couple other guys from Japan, and there's a few photos, Ephraim's photo, and actually Michael Steingraber's photo. He set up the photo himself. I didn't know that he was such a talented photographer, but apparently he set up the lighting, got it all focused, and then just had his friend snap the shutter for him.
Very cool. That's a little bit of insider info
Absolutely.
there. Very nice.
Very cool.
Well, being the 4th year now, you've had a chance to work with a lot of Flatlanders. Who amongst them, or all time, who is your favorite Flatlander?
I might be a little bit biased, but Terry Adams is my closest friend that I've ever had in my life, pretty much. So I gotta have him up at the top. Just an amazing guy, really professional to work with on the photography side of things. Also, right up there is Matthias. He's just super fun to hang out with and a true professional. So that's kind of on the photo side of things. But on the riding side, maybe I'll throw you a curveball. I'm really stoked on York Uno's riding. When I watch him ride and do those like super fast turbines and stuff, I just look at him and I feel like that's how I would want to ride if I had those kind of skills, And then another one is Takahiro Ikeda. He has that crazy like showman style, which I think if everybody in Flatland had that, it would be like super whack. But the fact that one dude does it and does it really well, I think is pretty cool.
Very cool, very cool. Yeah, well, he is a showman for sure.
I think so.
Well, definitely want to say thanks for your time and ask you if there's anybody you want to give a shout out to or say thanks to.
Yeah, of course. Thanks to all the riders for letting me shoot their photos, and of course all the contributors for submitting their photos to the calendar. Flatland Fuel for helping make it possible every year, and definitely all the brands that sponsor it. The list is too big for me to remember off the top of my head, but they're all on the calendar, and a bunch of great brands that support Flatland, so you should support them, And of course, thanks to you guys for the interview.
Well, very cool. Thanks so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon. Maybe we'll see you up here in Portland.
Definitely. Hopefully so, man. See ya.
Take care.
See you, man. Awesome.
Well, very cool.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was Fat Tony.
Absolutely. Thanks again, and thanks for producing these great calendars.
Yeah, and like I said, go to Flatland Fuel. The great thing about Flatland Fuel is every Christmas time they put out a huge sale anyway.
Yeah.
So if you've been waiting for something, get it now.
Yeah, and they usually have a giveaway of some
super giveaway. So not only can you get a calendar, but you can get entered in that giveaway. You can get some well-needed product, maybe a little bit cheaper than it was a year ago or something. So just head over there and make sure you get yourself a calendar and proudly display that thing for 2012. It's very cool.
Absolutely. Cool. And we'll have to check with Pat Schoolin about his giveaway in our next month episode. We'll have to see if there's
I actually look forward to that. That's like one of the times of the year I'm like, what do I need? Nothing, but okay, what do I want?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a new pair of bars, something like that. So yeah, looking forward to that. So cool. We're kind of at the time of the show where we talk about the events that are coming up. November, maybe not as big as some of the summer months that we just talked about.
It's starting to taper off a little bit this year. I think usually we have about 8, 10, 12 events that we talk about, and we are actually down to only...
We're going to highlight 4.
4.
Yeah. But 4 good ones.
Oh, yeah.
4 fantastic ones. So right off the bat, on the 6th of November, there is a Chase Jam happening in Paris, I believe. I believe Art Magazine and the Bicycle Film Festival is getting behind this. So check global-flat.com for the details. Another chase jam. These have been immensely helpful. So they're not just for fun.
Yep.
They're for fun and for a good cause. So look forward to seeing some information from that jam.
I think so, and I'm sure there'll be lots of edits out there. So again, check
out that one from, where was it, Brazil last month? That was an awesome chase jam edit. It was fantastic. So these are generating good, content as well as good
vibes.
Money and good vibes. Yeah, for sure.
Good vibes, So that's all. A lot of it. A lot of it's all about. So.
It's all good. Yeah.
Next one up.
Closer to home.
Yeah, a bit closer to home.
Yeah.
We've got the Trans Jam second stop in Greenville, North Carolina,
AKA Pro Town.
Like
Pro Town.
so ridiculous.
So it's
Anyway,
flatland and ramps.
That's right.
It's a full-on freestyle contest. It's on the what do we say? The 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. This is the second stop. They had another stop in where was this? Was it in Georgia?
You might be right.
It might have been in Georgia.
Yeah.
It was definitely on the eastern part of the country.
Yep.
But these Trans Jams always super cool. I love all their graphics.
Yeah, for sure.
Love the Trans Am style graphics.
Very cool.
Love that stuff.
There's a pro purse. There are beginner, expert, and vet classes. So if you go there, you should be able to get into some class that is fitting for you.
I think so.
Yeah. The last two are both out of Japan. Go figure, right? Japan, Flatland. They hardly do anything with Flatland.
No, never. I don't even know if they're really even that interested.
They might have a few riders there. So this one is in Kanagawa. There's a beginner class. Apparently there's a jam and a whole party surrounding it.
Hey, who doesn't love a party?
Who doesn't love a party? I think it's called the, right here, I think it's right in front of me, the One Jam 2011. So check out, again, Global for the details on that.
Yep.
And the last one, which I think is pretty cool, not a lot of details on it, but it sounds pretty cool, the 2011 Under 23 Tokyo contest.
What does that mean?
Well, in soccer, if it's under 23, it's obviously folks that are less than 23 years old playing a soccer game. So this is maybe a throwback to when classes were divided by age. There was like the 16 to 18 expert and the 18 and over expert. Heck yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I'm guessing that that's what it is, but it's listed as the under 23 jam. I don't know, it could be like under a bridge. That's bridge number 23. I don't know. But check out Global for that, and hopefully we see some edits out of that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, you can go to global-flat.com to get all the details on the events.
And submit your events there. If you're holding one,
Yes.
make sure you go there to submit yours, because that's where we pull our information from, and a lot of people go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is our second time we've done this.
A show would not be complete now without doing it.
It would not be complete. And I actually talked to this individual on, I think, Friday night.
Did you really?
Called me up. Yeah, he's going.
Nice.
He's just got done with like a 3-hour session.
Oh, good for him.
Doing some awesome tricks. He's gave us some little inside info what he's working on. I'm not going to share it yet.
That's
Let
a
him
secret.
surprise us all.
There we go.
And then he was going to a party.
Oh, well, why not? Why not? So this is the November Jimmy Kibbons Shout Out Award.
Absolutely.
Last month we did the Iligan Flat Crew out of the Philippines. We're trying to highlight these crews and these guys that keep Flatland alive under less than ideal circumstances.
Oh yeah, or just in other parts of the world that we just don't necessarily hear about in our current Flatland media.
For sure. So a well-deserved Jimmy Kibbons shout out this month to the neglected Flat Crew out of Mumbai, India. You might have seen a video earlier this month with a bunch of riders giving a happy birthday message to the, I believe, the owner of the only bike shop in Mumbai, which, not bike shop, but BMX shop.
Yeah, the only BMX shop, yeah.
That city is so big, I can't even imagine that that's true, but this guy, Rahul, definitely supports the scene. I did a little bit of research to check him out. There's pictures of him doing Miami Hoppers decades, so he's got some history in him.
And there's a sweet little video. We're showing some clips up on the screen now. It's they got a nice little scene going on there.
Very nice scene. So if you happen to search for that birthday video, check it out. It's endearing. It's a great great feeling that all these guys are just saying thank you back to the one guy who's helping support their scene.
Absolutely.
So we want to throw them a little bit of love and say
happy Jimmy Kibbons shout out to you.
So keep it going over there in Mumbai, India, for sure.
Absolutely.
So now, if you want to get a hold of us,
you want to send us your comments.
If you want to yell at us.
If you want to give us hate letters, that's fine.
Actually, it'd be the first letter.
I don't think we've gotten any hate letters, but
not yet.
I probably just signed us up for one.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, if you want to get in contact with us, head over to FlatWebTV.com, click on the Contact Us link up at the top, and feel free to send us your comments.
For sure. If you want to subscribe to the show.
Yeah, you can do it on iTunes,
Yep.
Vimeo, now YouTube,
Yep.
BlackBerry, pretty much any mobile device out there. We've got access on those devices.
YouTube is a big thing for us now.
It's brand new.
We're finally on YouTube.
Finally. Took us forever, but we're
Yeah.
finally on YouTube. And yeah, those are all the great places you can subscribe to the show.
Yeah.
And last little bit of connection, if you are on Facebook.
Facebook, yep.
Facebook.com.
Who's not on Facebook?
Yeah, I know. Facebook.com/FlatWebTV. Like us. You'll get all the news, info, images, all that kind of great stuff.
Behind the scenes. We try to keep up with it. We're not doing a great job, but
Yeah.
we're gonna do a little bit better.
We are.
Putting more stuff on the Facebook page. So check us out there.
Absolutely.
So once again, thank you for watching us. We wouldn't do this if 2 or 3 people didn't watch it, and I think that's where we're aiming for. You 2 or 3 people out there.
Thank you for watching it thousands of times.
Yes. And stay tuned for a special December 1-year episode. We're gonna work on that. All this month, so we're really excited to put the 1-year anniversary show out.
Absolutely.
So once again, this is FlatWeb TV Episode 11. I am Anthony Bulio.
I'm Justin Hoey.
This is FlatWeb TV.